It's time for another episode of Cowboys Insider. I'm your host here at the Star in Frisco, Lindsay Draper. The Cowboys are truly in the thick of it right now. Schedule-wise, they had a quick turnaround after the Patriots, going back to take on the Buffalo Bills on Thursday, just 3 days after that game. They're also in the thick of self-reflection, finding who they are. They're 6-5 on the season, and playoffs are right around the corner. Coming up in this episode, we'll take you down to the ugly, dirty, cold, and wet game at Gillette Stadium and how that game was lost. But first, we start with the Cowboys' tradition that win or loss, they would never miss.
Determination, the intensity, that we can beat anybody.
We keep going, that's what we need to do.
Not only match what we've done in the past, make football bigger than life.
Believe in yourself! Believe in your team!
They are the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Here we go!
Well, it's no secret that the Cowboys are always busy on Thanksgiving playing a game, but that doesn't stop them from going out into the community early for their Thanksgiving meal with families and people across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
This is the 16th year that we have been here with you guys to celebrate an early Thanksgiving.
We're out here having a great time with the Salvation Army. It's easy.
The Cowboys took over both Dallas and Fort Worth with one goal in mind: to serve.
It means a lot, to just come out and see the joy on people's faces, the respect, the love, just to be able to cherish this moment. Had one guy I was sitting down with, he was like, man, this ain't Thanksgiving, this is Christmas. Absolutely.
And there's no doubt, Thanksgiving meals taste way better after a win.
Oh, absolutely. Always better off a win.
Awesome.
This is always one of my favorite events to come to. I think obviously kick off the holiday season and, so many challenges in life and be able to put a smile on their face, certainly pretty humbling for me.
But the early Thanksgiving meal is also a favorite for the citizens of Dallas. One woman was so excited to meet not only Jason, but the entire Witten family that she was moved to tears.
He's a great player. I love the Cowboys. And to get to meet him in person was an honor. They're so gorgeous. His family is gorgeous. Thank you.
In his 16th season, Witten joined the veterans in Dallas, but this is also the 16th season that the Cowboys have put on their early Thanksgiving dinner. But for Tony Pollard, it was season number 1, and it's one he won't forget.
Making me home. It just means a lot, Dallas Cowboys partnering with the Salvation Army, just coming back, giving back, and, seeing the look on these people's faces, just them not expecting you to take time out your day to give back and just how it brings so much joy to them.
But the giving didn't stop there. Dak Prescott had a special occasion of his own where he and his brothers had dinner with a guest and her 19 friends and family she brought right here at Ford Center at the Star. Oh my gosh! Hold me. Oh, there it is.
Where's the winner at? Of course. Let's do it. Let's get a picture. Don't do it. Don't do the crime. No. Don't do it. Jack, nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm Garrett.
Jack, nice to meet you. What's up, big man?
I'm Griffin.
Hey, you got the best handshake of all of them. How you got? So we grew up right outside Shreveport. Oh, yeah. But our family is from the border of Texas and Louisiana. This place is nice, right? I believe it's one of the practice.
Unbelievable.
He's actually the one that taught me how to throw.
Okay, we're gonna have
Yeah, I swear. Am I lying, Jace? I say you're the one that taught me how to throw. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
We're just getting started here on Cowboys Insider. When we come back, a player you've been dying to know more about. Tony Pollard tells us how he is adjusting to the NFL and how Zeke is helping him do it right after this.
Cowboys Insider is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys, AT&T, and by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass. This segment is brought to you by the Dallas Morning News. Nobody does sports like Sports Day. Your home for complete Dallas Cowboys coverage.
Hand off to Pollard, coming left, breaks a tackle, 10-5, Tony Pollard, first NFL touchdown.
There's no life adjustment quite like transitioning to the National Football League. But for Tony Pollard, now 10 games through his season, he's starting to get the hang of things. And he gives thanks to the veterans for making that transition a little easier.
Just, learning from the vets, watching them and just picking up from their routines and things that they do every day, like just coming in early, getting in the ice tubs and doing cold and hot, just things to keep your body ready.
One veteran has been more impactful than the rest for Pollard's development, and that would be two-time league-leading rusher Ezekiel Elliott.
The majority of it has come from, learning from Zeke and, also training camp when Zeke wasn't around. So just experiencing those two things early in my career, they definitely helped me a lot. Just guiding me, just showing me what I should do, what I should be doing, and just guiding me in the right direction, not letting me just be astray out there.
Their relationship strengthened over something close to Pollard's heart, and that's barbecue. Pollard's family owns a barbecue joint in his hometown of Memphis, and Zeke hosted barbecues for the running backs as a bonding experience throughout the offseason. And according to Pollard, Zeke's barbecue passed the test.
He's up there now. I'm pretty picky with my barbecue, so that says a lot. It was his chicken. It was a chicken that was banging. Just good, just bonding with one another, especially not involving football, off the field, because guys just get so caught up in everything is football, but just bonding off the field, that also helps on the field.
Zeke wasn't only feeding Pollard barbecue, he was also feeding him advice on ways to improve his game. The Pro Bowl rusher has plenty of skills Pollard says he admires, but there's one thing Zeke does best.
I would say his patience and just, his ability to read the blocks and let his O-line work for him and just being patient and just letting it come to you.
Pollard, look at him go. Weaves left now, right to the 30. Breaks a tackle to the 25. Pollard to the 21.
Boy, that looked really good right there.
Pollard has had to have patience on and off the field. His snap count has varied drastically from game to game. In some, he's been on in 32% of offensive snaps, and in others, just 3%. But regardless of the up and down, he's ready every snap.
Just always being ready and preparing like it's the game. So practicing with the game speed and the game mentality, and then it just rolls over into the game. I just try to focus in and just lock in on things that I can control, and things that I can't control, there's nothing I can do about it. So I just focus in and key in on what I can control and just try to do the best.
Pollard has rushed for 238 yards on just 51 rushes going into the Patriots game, and in addition to patience, running backs coach Gary Brown has been working with Pollard on smoothing out his transitions, which Pollard says has complemented his speed and burst ability.
Coming out, I ran a 4.3 in my pro day, but not always showing 4.3 like every chance. But he always tells me like smooth to it, speed through it. So when we're going through the hole, you want to be smooth to it, not full speed, and then when you see the hole, then use the speed. It makes it easier to read, and it makes the cut easier. So if I'm going smooth to it instead of full speed, it's an easier cut for me rather than running full speed and having to read everything on the go so fast. So it definitely helped a lot.
But as a returner, Pollard says that all goes out the window.
In the return game, it's completely different. It's full speed, 100%. So actually in the return game, the thing about it, you just have to trust it. Trust that the scheme is going to work out and that everybody's going to get their blocks. Because if you wait on it, by the time it opens, it's going to close, so you just have to hit it on the go.
They're going to hand the ball to Pollard, and he pushes at right guard. Pollard squiggled and pushed and wormed and pounded it in for the two-point conversion.
The #1 advocate for getting Pollard more involved this year has been Ezekiel Elliott.
All of us are working for the same goal. You know, we want to win every game. You know, we want to go 1-0 every week. And, you know, eventually we want to get to the Super Bowl and win that too. So whatever we have to do to work together and accomplish those goals, that's what we try to do week in and week out.
This week will be no easy feat. The Cowboys' #1 ranked offense facing off against the Patriots' #1 ranked defense. Dallas has gone pass heavy in the last 2 contests, totaling only 125 rushing yards in that span. Pollard knows it's time to find that balance.
We need to focus on trying to be a more balanced offense. You know, right now we're kind of pass heavy, and, you know, we've had like 2 slow weeks running the ball. So just trying to, you know, stick to what we're good at and just have a balanced offense. They always tell us, you know, whenever things not going right, don't force it. You know, don't feel like you have to go out there and make a play. Just let it come to you and just be natural. So that's really what we just have to do.
As a rookie, he says he's honored to share the field with future Hall of Famers like Tom Brady, who won his first of 6 Super Bowls when Pollard was just 4 years old. Pollard says once he steps onto the field, it's all about getting the win.
It's just a privilege, you know, being on the field with guys like that, you know, a veteran guy like Tom Brady, you know, going down the Hall of Fame. So I'm just honored to be on the field with him, but, you know, fortunately we're going to be going against him, so we're trying to get the W.
Coming up next, the GOAT, Tom Brady. He's the best to ever do it. So, do you look at this game differently? We asked the Cowboys if this one really is just another game, right here on Insider.
This segment was brought to you by the Dallas Morning News. Nobody does sports like Sports Day. Your home for complete Dallas Cowboys coverage. This segment is brought to you by DraftKings. Play for the biggest prizes in fantasy sports on DraftKings. Use promo code COWBOYS.
This is a good test for us, I guess you could say. Going on the road, going against a championship team that, since I've been in the league, they've been in the Super Bowl. So it's an exciting matchup, as you said. We're doing pretty well on offense, but it's about playing complementary football, and we've got to do it as a whole team. Looking forward to doing that.
This game has drawn hype, excitement, and national attention all week long. And it's not surprising. The Cowboys have the high-powered #1 ranked offense, and in Foxborough, Bill Belichick's defense comes into this one ranked #1 as well.
They're just really good. They're good up front. They got really good linemen. They got really good linebackers. They got really good secondary guys. They got a really good scheme. They're obviously well coached, very disciplined. They're very opportunistic. They affect the quarterback. For the most part, they've stopped the run well, you know, week in and week out this year, and they're just a really good defense.
The Dallas defense has held opposing offenses under 250 yards in 8 of 10 contests, tied for the second most in the NFL. And a Patriot last month, Michael Bennett is now a part of that. And he knows the Patriots will do anything to destroy that stat come Sunday.
I think it's just important to play great disciplined football against a great team like this. There's not a lot of teams who can beat you with the way that they execute every single play, and I think the Patriots are one of those teams where they execute every single play, every single possession, every single goal, everything. They're just a really good team, really great organization when it comes down to preparing for teams. So just playing great disciplined football is the best way to compete in the NFL.
And the Patriots special teams unit is phenomenal as well. Statistically speaking, they've had 2 special teams touchdowns this year. The Cowboys have had 2 in the last 6.
Yeah, just in general, I think they've been a really good special teams unit for years, and this year no different. They do a great job making signature plays, whether it's blocks or returns, but they're also just very fundamentally sound. They're very disciplined. They do a great job winning field position week in and week out, so they're very sound, you know, throughout all aspects of their special teams units, and they're also capable of making a lot of big plays, difference-making plays.
For the Cowboys, there's been a focus on Ezekiel Elliott's yardage the past 2 games against the Lions and Vikings. More money, more problems, I guess. And Zeke said it straight up. Teams have had great plans and players that have been better against the Cowboys' run. But honestly, as long as the Cowboys are putting up 30 points a game, Zeke doesn't seem to mind.
I think you do have to be patient. I think you can't really get too worried about it. You can't play outside your game. You can't play outside of this scheme. trying to force something. You just gotta, let the game come to you, and yeah, that's what I think is the most important.
Just like Zeke is keeping his mind positive, that seems to be the game plan for going into Sunday. Who can stay the sharpest? Veteran receiver Randall Cobb knows this game is much more than physical. It's cerebral, and it's about who stays tougher longer.
This is the type of game where, it's basically who can break mentally first. They want to break you mentally. So it's about being able to stay dialed in and stay on top of the little things as far as technique goes when you get late into these ball games.
And when Dak Prescott is leading you and lighting up the league with his numbers, but even to Dak, all that matters is winning.
I mean, numbers are numbers. I've never been a stat guy. I've never been somebody that cares about them at all. I care about one stat, and that's wins.
Coming up next on Cowboys Insider, the Cowboys head to Foxborough, where they have not won since 1987. Well, the forecast isn't pretty, and this game isn't either. We go down to the sidelines at Gillette Stadium in just a few.
This segment was brought to you by DraftKings. Play for the biggest prizes in fantasy sports on DraftKings. Use promo code COWBOYS. This segment is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Things are bright, airy, and beautiful in Frisco, Texas, at the home of the Cowboys headquarters. Thousands of fans are piling in at the Tostitos Championship Plaza for the official watch party here at the Star, ready to see the Cowboys try to beat the Super Bowl dynasty, the Patriots. Things couldn't be more different at Gillette Stadium, though. It's nasty, cold, dark, and rainy, and the Cowboys' air raid is in limbo even before kickoff.
Show no mercy! Show no mercy! It's our time! Let's do what we do! Let's take our pistol!
First down, screen pass to the right to Elliott. Couple of blocks, 50, 40, and a first down, 35. First points of the game. Kicks away from 46. Kick hit the upright and bounced out.
Can't beat outside press. I'm just telling you. It's got to go inside. No, we're good. Let's go. Hey, get a chance to hit the ball out. It's slippery. They're going for it every time for us, too.
Back to throw, looks up. No, they got him. They stripped it out. He picked it up, and now he's sacked.
Let's go, ball.
There you go. High snap. Oh, the punch blocked.
That's the best I can do.
Brady looking left, throwing left in the end zone. Ball is caught.
So far, their tendency, successful run, keep running. After an unsuccessful run, trying to throw the football.
I gotta tell all they wait for us to make mistakes. That's all they want.
Penalty flag on the play as Elliott gets the first down.
God dog it!
That's going to come back.
Last tripping call we got, he just slipped on him the old foot.
Tripping. Offense.
What the hell? Oh my God! It's slippery! It's raining!
And just like that, we are done talking about the Patriots because it's a short week around the Star. The Cowboys turn around and play the Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving. We'll wrap up the show for you next on Insider.
This segment was brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys Insider was brought to you by AT&T, Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys, and by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass.
Yeah, obviously you want to play well in the first half. You like to get ahead in the ball game. That didn't happen today. I thought our guys did a good job battling back. The block punt and the interception in the minus territory were big plays early on in the game that gave them their scoring opportunities. I thought our defense did a good job making them drive the football throughout the game. Did a really good job just really slowing that offense down. Obviously the quarterback is the best that ever was, and they got a lot of really good players on that side of the ball. So I thought the defense stepped up really throughout the game. And unfortunately, we didn't do enough to score enough points to win on our end.
Made a little bit more plays and fewer mistakes than we did. and we didn't make many. It was just one of those games. Just take what they give you on both sides of the ball, fighting the conditions on both sides of the ball, and they came out on top.
You know, it's all about the effort of, you know, the defense coming out, being strong, trying to capitalize on different opportunities, and but we didn't, you know, get the job done at the end of the day.
Players are on the field playing, and we're the ones that make the mistakes or make the plays. You know, so for us, it's about looking in the mirror, individually and collectively, to see how we can continue to grow and be the team that we know we are.
I want to see us coordinate our defense, offense, and special teams. We need to, as a whole team, coordinate a complete, if you will, balance, not balance in the word for it, but I want to see a winning game out of all of those guys acting a little bit in coordination and unison.
Obviously, owner and general manager Jerry Jones very vocally frustrated out there at Gillette Stadium, but the Cowboys do have a short week. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and we'll see you next week on a brand new episode of Cowboys Insider.